The most damaging word in your vocabulary is 5 letters long. You use it to be polite, but it systematically teaches people to value you less. By the end of this, you'll understand the precise social and neurological mechanism that makes this word so corrosive. You'll also get a toolkit of what to say instead. And this is urgent because chances are you're using this word to pay for social real estate that you already own. That word, of course, is sorry. Every time you use it, when it's unwarranted, you are performing a status transaction. You are voluntarily taking the lower position. Think of it like social currency. An apology is an admission of fault, a statement that you are in debt to the other person. When you've actually done something wrong, this is a healthy and necessary transaction. It repairs a real tear in the social fabric. But when you apologize for taking up space, for having a question, for needing a moment of someone's time, you create a debt where none existed. You offer to take the blame for the crime of simply existing. You are handing over status for free. And the other person, often without even realizing it, accepts. You felt this yourself. You hold the door for someone and they rush through saying, "Oh my God, so sorry, thank you, sorry." Their apology is for the minor inconvenience of you having to wait 2 extra seconds for their benefit. It feels strange. It feels deferential. You instantly and unconsciously recalibrate your assessment of them. They have positioned themselves as less important than your time. This isn't just about social awkwardness. This is a programmed behavior, a verbal tic rooted in a specific neurological glitch that makes saying sorry feel safer than saying nothing. And understanding that glitch is the first step to fixing it. That glitch is all about threat management. Your brain is a prediction machine, constantly scanning the environment for potential dangers. For our ancestors, the greatest danger was social exclusion. Being kicked out of the tribe was a death sentence. So, our brains evolved an exquisite sensitivity to social friction. A disagreement, an interruption, a moment of inconvenience, these can register in the deepest parts of the brain as potential threats to social belonging. When you feel that flicker of anxiety before asking a question, or the urge to apologize when someone bumps into you, that's what's happening. Your brain's ancient alarm system is screaming, "Warning! Potential social friction." Appease them. Show you are not a threat. An unnecessary apology is a preemptive peace offering. It's a verbal signal that says, "I am low status, I am deferential, please don't exclude me." This becomes a conditioned reflex. If you grew up in an environment or worked in a company where being small and unobtrusive was rewarded, your brain learned that deference equals safety. The apology becomes your go-to tool. It's like a smoke detector that goes off every time you make toast. The internal alarm is real, but the external threat is imaginary. You're constantly putting out phantom social fires, and the cost of all that false appeasement is immense. It feels like you're just being polite. But the repeated, unnecessary deference has a corrosive effect that goes far beyond just sounding insecure. It actually rewires how other people see you, treat you, and value you. And those consequences are brutally measurable. Every time you say sorry for something trivial, you're feeding data into the social supercomputer of everyone around you. People are unconsciously building a model of who you are based on the language you use. And the chronic over-apologizer gets flagged. They are categorized as agreeable, low friction, and easy to manage. But the model also tags them as less competent, less authoritative, less of a leader. A study from the European Journal of Social Psychology found that refusing to apologize, even when you are in the wrong, leads to perceptions of higher self-esteem and power. The participants who refused to apologize were actually liked more by observers. The refusal signaled that they valued themselves. Think about the language of permission seeking. So many unnecessary apologies are just a way to ask for permission to exist. "Sorry, can I just squeeze past?" "Sorry, do you have a second to talk?" "Sorry to bother you, but I have a question." Now, feel the shift with these alternatives. "Excuse me, do you have a second? Is now a good time for a quick question?" The function is identical. The request is the same, but the status transaction is gone. You are communicating that you have a right to be there, a right to ask, a right to take up a reasonable amount of space and time. The downstream effects of failing to do this are severe. People will interrupt you more often in meetings because your language has trained them that your contributions are interruptible. They will give your ideas less weight because you present them with an apology attached. Managers will subconsciously assign you lower impact work because your deferential posture signals you're a safe pair of hands for maintenance tasks, but perhaps a risk for high-stakes leadership. Your language doesn't just describe your reality, it creates it. By repeatedly signaling low status, you are teaching the world how to treat you. You are putting a ceiling on your own career, on your own influence, on the respect you receive. And you're doing it with a 5-letter word. So if sorry is the wrong tool for most situations, we need a better toolkit. The solution is about diagnosing the true intent behind the impulse to apologize and then choosing a more precise and powerful phrase. The first and most powerful replacement is the gratitude reframe. This is for situations where you've caused a minor inconvenience. The classic example is being late for a meeting. The default is, "So sorry I'm late, the traffic was terrible." This centers the conversation on your failure. It forces the other person to say, "That's okay," putting them in the position of granting you forgiveness. The power move is to say, "Thank you for your patience." Feel the difference. You acknowledge the social script. You validate their time. But you center the interaction on their virtue, their patience. You give them a gift of recognition instead of asking for the gift of forgiveness. It elevates them and, by extension, elevates the entire interaction. This works everywhere. Someone points out a typo in your report. The low-status response is, "Oh my God, you're right. I'm so sorry." This creates drama and focuses on your mistake. The high-status response is, "Good catch. Thank you for flagging that. I'll get it fixed." This communicates competence, ownership, and gratitude. You've turned a mistake into an opportunity to demonstrate that you are a professional who values quality control. The second tool is the direct action statement. This is for when you need to claim space, time, or attention. Your impulse is to apologize for the imposition. Resist. Your need to speak is valid. Your question is legitimate. Instead of, "Sorry to interrupt, but I have an idea," you say, "On that point, I have an idea." Instead of, "Sorry, what did you say?" you say, "I didn't catch that last part." Or, "Could you repeat that?" One is an apology for your hearing, the other is a neutral request for information. One signals a personal failing, the other signals a shared goal of clear communication. The third tool is the empathy statement. This is crucial for situations where something bad has happened to someone else. Our awkwardness around their pain makes us say, "I'm so sorry that happened to you." While well-intentioned, this can feel hollow. It centers your own feeling of being sorry. A more powerful way to connect is to validate their experience. Instead of apologizing for their misfortune, describe what you see. That sounds incredibly frustrating. That must be so difficult to deal with. What an awful situation to be in. These statements show that you are truly listening. You are seeing the situation from their perspective, not just reacting from your own. You are offering connection instead of pity. These tools, gratitude, direct action, and empathy, cover nearly every situation where you'd be tempted to use a misplaced apology. They are tactical and effective, but they only treat the symptom. What about the underlying disease? How do you stop feeling the compulsive need to apologize in the first place? The root of the issue is a deficit in what we can call the right to take up space. It's the core implicit belief that your presence, your needs, and your thoughts are valid without requiring justification. People who don't over-apologize operate from this posture. They believe, on a fundamental level, that they belong in the room. Their right to be there is assumed, not earned with each interaction. Cultivating this posture is the real work. It is about rewiring that faulty threat detection system in your brain. And you do it through exposure. You must consciously and repeatedly violate the old rule that says deference equals safety and experience the reality that the world doesn't fall apart. Critics of this idea often argue that it's a recipe for becoming an arrogant, inconsiderate jerk. The opposite is true. When you reserve apologies for when you have genuinely erred, the apology itself regains its power. A sincere, "I am sorry," from someone who rarely apologizes lands with tremendous weight. It communicates genuine remorse and a commitment to repair. When you apologize for everything, you devalue the currency. A real apology gets lost in the noise of your constant trivial ones. True consideration is about impact, not intention. Making your apologies rare and meaningful is an act of profound social intelligence. The practice starts small. For the next week, make it a game. Try to go one full day at work without saying sorry for anything that isn't a clear and direct error on your part. When someone bumps into you, say nothing. When you need to ask a question, just ask it. Notice the physical urge, the squirm of anxiety in your chest that screams, "Apologize now," and just sit with it. Let the moment pass. What you will discover is nothing happens. The house doesn't burn down. You don't get kicked out of the tribe. The other person barely registers it. But your brain does. Each time you resist the urge, you are providing your ancient alarm system with new data. You are teaching it that making toast is not a fire. You are recalibrating your sense of what constitutes a real social threat. The goal isn't to become someone who never admits fault. The goal is to make your apologies count. A real apology is a powerful tool for connection and repair. A reflexive apology is a tool for self-emotion. You're choosing precision over habit. You're choosing self-respect over the illusion of safety. The space you occupy was always yours to begin with. Stop paying rent on it. And this impulse to shrink isn't just verbal. It shows up in how we handle praise, which is an entirely different kind of uncomfortable.